Hey shooters, this is Joe Lowley from Precision Match Timer, and we are here for another course of fire for NRL22, this time for October 2022. And we're going to go over the entire course of fire, which I actually think is a very good one, although I wish they were written better sometimes. But I think we've deciphered everything, and we will go through each stage, see which way is best to shoot it, and figure it all out for you. Hopefully my plan will help you figure out your plan. To go back over September 2022, I actually shot it twice. The first time there was a scope issue and I did not score very well, especially on the longer shots. And then so I went and shot the match again at Pine Tucky Gun Club, and I actually came in second. I lost to Bill Sweeney, who is a very good shooter, and I lost to him by just the time stage. We actually had the same number of hits, and he finished the time stage just a little bit faster than me, so I lost by 0.42 points, so less than 1 point. Good shooting, Bill. Anyway, we are also right now, hopefully everything will be all right. We have a hurricane on the way. I live on the coast of Georgia. It looks like it's going to swing a little bit farther east of us and we won't get as high winds. But anyway, we're going to try to get this analysis done. And then tomorrow, hopefully it'll be nice clear skies and we can get out into the backyard and figure out how to approach these props. So stick around and we'll go through each stage and figure it all out. All right, stage one is called one position. What a treat. It is a prone stage, and let's see, we have a 35-yard KYL, the 3/4 inch, and then we have a 35-yard KYL 1/4 inch. Then we have a 75-yard 3-inch target and a 75-inch or a 75-yard 2-inch target. So those are, let's see, on the KYL it's 0.6 mils or 2 MOA, and then it goes down to 0.2 mil or 0.7 MOA, so we're getting a little smaller. Going out to the 75, 3-inch is 1.1 mil or 3.8 MOA, and then the 2-inch goes down to a 0.7 mil or 2.5 MOA. I really wish they would rate this one better. I wish they would write the order of the targets in the order in which you're supposed to shoot them. This particular one, it gives you the small sizes first and then tells you to shoot the large sizes, and it just confuses people. And so that's something, if anyone at NRL22 headquarters is watching, let's try to fix that. Anyway, so we're going to shoot large to small and near to far. Then we're going to repeat that, large to small, near to far. That's 8 shots. And then we're going to take 2 shots at the 1/4 inch KYL. That rounds it out to 10 shots. So my dope on this stage is a minus 0.1 mil for the 35, and the 75 is 0.8 mils. So I think there is plenty of time on this stage to dial, especially from the prone. I don't think there'll be too much problem dialing. Be able to dial that 0.1, minus 0.1, 0.8, minus 0.1, 0.8, minus 0.1. I think you'll even be able to change your parallax and not have too much issue. Although if you're gonna keep your parallax in one area, I would keep it closer to the 35, especially with those 1/4 inch targets. So you could probably hit the 75s with your parallax a little off. They're 3-inch and 2-inch targets, so not terribly difficult shots. But as we all know, that's not always the case, and sometimes those targets do get a little more difficult, especially if you have a little wind, or in my case, your scope is off a bit. So let's go out and check out the props, and actually this is a prone stage, so we'll just take a look at the positions that you get, and we'll go through a little dry fire. So this is a prone stage, which is one of the easier stages to do normally. There's a few things that'll set you up for success. The first thing is when you lay your rifle down, make sure it's pointing where you're going to be shooting. It'll make finding a target much easier. You will also get your bag up underneath, settle it in a little bit into the bag if you can, squeeze it up if you need a little bit more, and lay straight behind the gun. There's a lot of people who lay off to the side because they're ex-military and using open sights kind of thing. You're with a scope, you're better off laying straight behind it. As wide as your legs will go with your heels down is great. You're not going to see me do that. I don't have the body for that. My hips don't work that way. My legs are pretty much straight with my toes pointed, and it's definitely not ideal, but I physically can't get in the other position, so I do what I can do. And this stage should be pretty easy. Should be able to run it fast. I am going to dial, so let's see what we can do. Shooter ready, engage. "50 seconds left." Super easy stage, but you are shooting that 1/4-inch target at a pretty good distance, and you have to do it a lot. You have to hit that thing 4 times. So I think that's where points are lost. I think the rest of it is not too bad. All right, stage 2, trick or treat, each block twice. As far as targets go, this is a pretty easy one. It's 100 yards with a 3-inch circle. That is 0.8 mils or 2.9 MOA. So fairly generous sized target. And looks like my dope's going to be 1.8 mils. So I am simply going to dial 1.8. I'm going to put my parallax at 100. I'm going to rock and roll. The problem on this stage is movement. So there are 3 concrete blocks stacked up into a pyramid, and we're going to shoot from the left of the blocks, 1 block high, 2 blocks high, 1 block high on the ground, and then backwards again. So it is movement. So you're looking at moving your gun 9 times, and it's a fair amount of movement to do, but we learned a lot from last month. And the course fire there, we shot from 1 block high and 2 blocks high. So we know approximately how we shoot it and how we shoot it best for ourselves. I shoot the 1 block high in a prone position quite easily, even just using my hand as a guide for the rear of the rifle. So that helps a lot. But we will also, because we are not allowed to use any equipment, any bags or anything on the rear of the rifle, except for the 2 prone positions. You can't use it on the blocks, you can use it on the prone. So the hard part is in the prone, are we gonna go with a bipod for the first and the fifth shots, and then sixth and 10th shots? If we do that, if we have the bipod out and then we move to the block, is the bipod going to clear the ground? I'm not sure it is. If it doesn't clear the ground, then we're going to be in trouble, and we'd have to fold them up, fold them down, and we'd have to do that too many times, I think. So the case may be that we have to put a bag on the ground and shoot off the bag on the ground. And that's just something we're going to have to see. It may be a bigger bag than we just shoot off the ground. It may be that I have a flatter bag that I shoot off the top of another bag and then move that across the blocks. We're just going to have to see by trying it out on the props outside and seeing what works best. And that's really the only way you're going to know ahead of time whether something will work or not, is to test it. So let's get out there and check out those props. So the key with this stage is shooting from the prone position with a bipod and then seeing if we can get up on these other positions. This one won't be a problem. Seeing if we can get up on this position with the bipod still down. I shoot with a SkyPod, and usually I shoot with it fairly wide. One all the way out wide and then one centered. But sometimes, especially at the longer ranges, and this is 100 yards, I have to go both of them in the middle. It makes it a little bit taller, just because the 100-yard targets where I shoot are up a little higher. And so that's the way I have to shoot it. So let's take a look. Excellent. So with the Gray Ops plate and bag on here, there is plenty of room for the bipod not to touch. So that should be nice and simple, easy way to do it. And so let's give it a run through and see what we can do. Shoot ready, engage. Ooh, I barely made it. I had to, actually it was more stable, of course, using the bag in the back, but it was going to take time. And I think next time I won't use it at all. And I will definitely take less time on those prone shots. I was waiting for it to get real steady, and I probably could do that a little faster. couple more run throughs. I was glad to have the timer app telling me how much time I had, because I only got that last shot with a couple of seconds left. So good. This stage shouldn't be too bad. After last month, it's very similar, so good stuff. All right, stage 3, choose 2 candy buckets. This is only a 9-shot stage, and there are 3 props. There is a big 55-gallon barrel. There's the 5-gallon bucket and the 2-gallon bucket. You only have to use 2 of those props. You're going to leave one of those props completely out. So you get to choose 2 of them, and you got to shoot 3 shots from one of them, move to a different one, shoot 3 shots, then move back to the first one and shoot 3 shots. So like I said, you leave one completely out. You just have to decide which 2 you're going to use. So let's look at the targets. So there's 2 targets at 50 yards, which is a 2.5 inch and a 1 inch. 2.5 inch is 1.4 mils, 4.8 MOA. The 1 inch is 0.6 mils or 1.6 MOA. And then 100 yards, we have a 5-inch target, which is 1.4 mils or 4.8 MOA. So pretty good sized targets. The 1 inch at 50 is a little smaller, but both of the other targets are a pretty good size, almost 5 MOA. So pretty big targets. So the way I would shoot this is I would dial everything. I would not hold over, but that's me. I shoot pretty fast. If you think you are a slower shooter, you may want to do a holdover. I have dope of 0 and 1.8. It wouldn't be a difficult holdover shot, but I think there's plenty of time to dial on this stage, and probably even move the parallax. So although a 5-inch at 100 yards, not sure you need to move the parallax. Probably could just shoot it. So I will most likely use the 55-gallon barrel. It is up on upright, flat surface. I shoot that really, really well. I very rarely have trouble shooting from the top of that. The lower positions are the tougher ones for me, and I think I will probably end up on the 2-gallon bucket where I can get a almost prone position out of it. But we'll have to see if I can get down in that position or not. I will probably also use a rear bag, probably a larger pump pillow cuddle bag kind of size, and then jump back to the barrel. That 5-gallon bucket is just a weird size for me, height wise. It's a low kneel, and it tends to wobble a little bit more for me, so I will probably use the big one and the little one and then go back and forth. But we won't know till I get out there and try it, so let's go out and see what we can do. Okay, so with this stage, you have to pick one of these barricades and shoot 3 targets from it, 2 distances, and then go to another one, and then go back to your first one. This, I just checked, is very, very steady. In this one, I'm using the Area 4119 bag, Area 419 bag, with the Schmedium attached to it. The reason I'm using that one instead of the smaller one is I like it more on the barrel, which is the other position I would use, or even this one. And this, with my Armageddon Gear big ass bag, it works really well. So I might actually use this as my first position and third position. I was thinking I was going to use the barrel, but this is very good. And then let's see, I don't want my 15 on. Yeah, even with a very wobbly barrel, normally this will be on concrete, so it won't be quite this wobbly. So should be good to go with that. And I think that's how we'll run it. All right, shooter ready, engage. Leave that. Time 29 seconds. 28 seconds, somewhere in there. That was
20 seconds.
That was not hard at all. This is super stable, and definitely a good choice to go twice on this one. And I usually hate this little bucket if we can't use a rear, because it's hard for me to get down low. If I gotta get down that low, I gotta go all the way prone, and that way it's working just fine for me. So cool, I like that one. Stage 4 is a frightful number of targets. That's a fitting title. There are a lot of targets. There are 10 shots, 10 targets. So we are looking at 61 yards. There's a 1 inch and a 1/2 inch. 69 yards, there is a 1.5 inch and a 1 inch. 82 yards, 2 inch, 1.5 inch. 92, 2.5 inch, 2 inch. And then 100 is 4 inch and 2.5 inch. And that is everywhere from 0.2 mils, 0.8 MOA, all the way up to 1.1 mils or 3.8 MOA. And it's just gonna start and get bigger. So this is another one I wish they would write differently. I wish they would put them in the order that you're supposed to hit them, because you're supposed to shoot the large to small, near to far. And you're gonna take one shot at every target. So for some reason, they always put the smaller target listed first, and I think that confuses people. So remember to shoot the large, then the small as you go out. Now we're gonna be shooting from any rung on the ladder. So some people may feel better standing up. Some people may be better laying down, or even that kneeling position with a rear bag, like a big ass bag under your elbow. That's a very, very steady position. So I'm not sure what I'm going to shoot yet. We'll see when I get out there and give it a little practice and see which one I like best. But having shot this 2 months ago off the ladder, we shot every rung of the ladder, and I think I can find out pretty quickly which one of those does best for me. And as far as what to do with my scope, I am going to dial each of these. They're not much different. You can see it's 0.3, 0.6, 1.1, 1.5, 1.8. So I am going to dial for each distance, and I am most likely going to keep my parallax right there in the middle, maybe 85-ish or so, maybe 82. Try to just focus on that center target and see where that does me. I don't think you need to adjust it too much back and forth for all those targets. half inch at 61 yards is not real big, so maybe you want a little bit more parallax at that point. I think there's enough time, especially from one position, that you could dial parallax, and I'll just have to see when I get out there and figure out which rung I'm going to shoot from. I can also see if I have enough time to dial parallax. My guess is I probably do, but there are a lot of people who don't shoot as fast as I do. So let's get out there and see what we can do. So this is an interesting stage in that we just recently shot off a ladder from every rung. So we probably should have learned the best positions for us. I do remember the top position is a good one for me. This middle one is not bad because I can get a bag under my knee. And potentially with just one, I didn't like the bottom rung when I was on my knees, but I might be able to get prone there with a bag. And if that's the case, that might be the best one. But we're gonna look at them all. And I'm going to hold on a relatively small dot, probably that 1/4 inch or maybe a little bit bigger, one of the smaller dots, and just see how I can keep, how steady I can keep on it. Can I stay inside the target? How's my wobble? Is it outside the target? Then that might not be the position I want. And to do that, I might crank up my magnification a little higher than I normally would. I shoot almost everything at 15, but if I do it at 25, it'll show more movement. And so yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. We'll have a bag that I can use for both the kneeling and the prone. So let's just take a look and see what it looks like. Ladder's got a small one. It looks like I'm staying fairly well in there, so let's crank it up a little bit. It's tough. It's pretty close. Not bad. Let's check out another position. Let's try this one with a bag. Again, not bad. Let's try it prone. We'll see. I'll almost be laying on this bag probably. That is obviously the way to go. Way steadier than the other positions. You only have to get down here once. You do have to run some data, change your scope as you go, but I think that is definitely the way to do it. So let's go ahead and run that. Shoot ready, engaged. Done. 50 seconds left. 51. That is not too bad. Now I didn't dial my parallax in that. With 50 seconds, I definitely would have had time. When you're dry firing like this, sometimes I forget to practice doing my parallax. But with this color scope, with the parallax up top, it makes it not too hard to do. And I don't want to mess up the parallax for the video, but I should at least go through the motions. So that much time, parallax won't be a problem either. Definitely dial it. So that's my position. Stage 5, a trick and a treat. This is an interesting one. It is 2 targets. At 63 yards, there's a 3-inch target. At 100 yards, there is a 6-inch target. And you are going to take 2 shots at the close target, 2 shots at the far target. Then you are going to move positions, repeat, move positions, repeat. That is 12 shots. It's on the top of a sawhorse. You're going to shoot from the left, then the middle, then the right of the sawhorse. So there's movement, but not a lot of movement. Not a lot at all. So this is going to, let's see, this is 1.3 mils or 4.5 MOA, big target. And then the 100 yard is 1.7 mil or 5.7 MOA, even bigger target. So there is a required mag change, which is after the 2nd shot, but before the 11th shot. To make this easiest, I would do it when you change positions. So, you know, take your 4 shots on the left, your 4 shots in the middle, do a mag change, take your 4 shots on the right. I don't like having to do mag changes in the middle. If you're just shooting 10 rounders, maybe you just shoot till you're empty, but everyone always wastes time and then clicks on that 11th shot and then has to change because they don't remember. I'd rather put the magazine change in on a time that I can remember to do it or plan on doing it at least. So let's look at, let's see, the scope data I have is 0.4 for 63 and 1.8. So I am going to dial 0.4 for the 63-yard target, and I'll put my parallax about halfway, about 80. Then I am going to use a holdover because I want to go fast. This is time stage. I don't want to lose by a time stage again. So I'm going to go fast on this one. Put it down, shoot the 2, hold over, shoot the 2, move, 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 and try to get these done fast. So the holdover I have is 1.4. This is, these are big targets, real big targets. Use 1.5 and I'll go. 1.5 is easier to find, and I can rock and roll pretty quickly with those 2 holdovers, and I think we'll be able to shoot this stage pretty fast. I'm hoping maybe even under a minute, but we'll see. It might be more difficult than I think. I'll probably even use a rear bag, a knee bag. We'll have to see how it works. It might take too much time, but the sawhorse is a little bit, it's fairly narrow, so sometimes it gets a little bouncy. So I prefer a rear bag on that count. But let's head out and see what it takes to do it on the prop. All right, so this stage is all about going fast. It's a time stage, big targets, so I'm going to try to run it fast. It is 12 shots. There's a mag change, and I don't have my other mag. I'll have to drop it and put it back in. But I am going to shoot 4, 4, mag change 4. And it's 2 different distances. Going to use a holdover to go fast. I'm going to try it without a rear bag. Just see how fast you can go. This can be kind of tippy. So I may end up wanting a rear bag. Let's take a look. Alright, so Yeah, I prefer a rear bag on this. Because it's moving so little, I think I can keep it up and just move it as I go. And yeah, I don't think it'll slow me down too much. So maybe a little bit. 1.5 hold. Let's get it ready. Let's see what we can do. Shooter ready? Engage. .55 left. I could have gone a little faster. I tried to center him up a little bit. I probably could have pulled quicker if I need to go faster. But I think that's good enough. I don't think we need to push it any harder than that. Because if you try to go too fast, that's when you drop things. And I did that last match. Dropped a couple I shouldn't have, just because I was trying to go fast. And ended up with time left. So I'll push it, but not to the point where I'm going to come off center. So should work. Well, shooters, I hope you have enjoyed this and have gotten some information out of it. That's always the main goal, is to try to make it easier for everyone to shoot better, including myself. This helps me analyze it and figure out exactly what I'm going to do at the match. And it forces me to actually get out in the backyard and get some dry fire time in, which I think is a big help. So I've got some other videos coming out soon. I'm going to do some center fire reloading videos, as well as some other types of videos, like I did with the target size video I did recently. And there's a few other things that hopefully we can do, some more equipment reviews. And but I will definitely be doing these every month, and I look forward to them every month and trying to figure them out with you. So until the next time, don't forget to use your precision match timer and get out there and shoot.